Hi, everybody. My name is John Brownlee. And if you're watching this, you may know that last month I resigned my seat on the Victoria Planning Commission to protest the campaign Tom Funk is running against our schools to support his candidacy for the Minnesota Senate. And I want to take a moment here to explain what I think is really going on here and why this election, this primary, is so important for our schools. It doesn't take much perusing of Tom's website and social media and the people funding his campaign to realize that school choice advocates are really the primary driver of Tom Funk's campaign. School choice is a perfectly legitimate thing to discuss, and we have a lot of school choice. In our neighborhood, we have kids that go to Holy Family, kids go to Minnetonka, kids go to Chaska, some go to Chanhassen, some go to St. Hubert, some go to Southwest Christian, right in our neighborhood. So there are all kinds of choices that people have, but that is not what they're talking about when they're talking about school choice. And their plan's not that hard to figure out. They have a goal. The goal isn't more choice. There's plenty of choices. The goal is to degrade our schools to the point where they're able to get private school tuition paid for with tax dollars, vouchers to take kids to pay for their private tuition. That's not a particularly popular idea, in particular for affluent parents like many of the ones who live in our community. So their strategy to get to that point is to degrade and defund public schools. We saw this in the referendum. And I think the question, though, is how do we get parents to vote against their own interests, against their schools where their kids go to school? How do we accomplish that? And that's where it gets really cynical. The path that they chose, the tactic they chose was racial fear and division. We've seen that all over this campaign, both in the referendum and in Tom Funk's campaign. It's frankly sickening to most people in this community, the tactic that they've used to try to accomplish this goal. And that's why I got involved and helped to sort of try to move this movement along. This is not about equity. We get caught up talking about equity. These people don't care about equity. Equity is simply a tactic to drive a wedge between families who attend these schools and to impact the school's funding and to really degrade the schools. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. In order to stop this, we need to stop Tom Funk right now. That's why I started the SayNoToFunk.com website. It shows you what you need to do in terms of voting. Please vote on August 11th. Say no to Tom Funk. We're not asking you to vote for a Democrat or Republican based on whatever we're just simply asking you to vote against Tom Funk. But you have to make sure you do it right. You can only vote for Republicans or Democrats. You can't cross those ballots. And so go to SayNoToTomFunk.com, learn how to cast your vote. Let's end this chapter in our community now and move forward and work together to build a better future for our kids.